Okay, I'm joined now with my special guest. Joining me on my show, we have a performer, entertainer, or artist, Susan Aquila. Welcome to my show here in the UK.
Thank you so much. I'm thrilled to be here.
How are we doing today?
Good, good. I'm glad I got the right time. The New York to UK conversion. I
Oh,
was sometimes it's 5 hours, sometimes it's 6 hours, but I got it right.
oh, brilliant! Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, good morning to you. Happy New Year. And what's life like over there in the Big Apple?
Oh, it's a little busy running around, playing here and there, and lots of clubs, and it's a lot of fun.
Is it a bit cold over there as well? I know it can get a bit chilly this time of year.
Yes, yes, it is. It is a
Ah,
little cold.
brilliant.
What can you do?
I suppose just wrap up one. But anyway, here to talk about your music as well. So, Susan Aquila, how long have you been in the music world circle?
Oh, a really, really, really long time. But doing different things. I started out as classically trained, playing in different symphony orchestras. And then I slowly morphed into a heavy metal fusion artist and then rock. And now I'm about to take another little turn. So you got me right in the middle of a growth spurt.
I know you're on tour as well at the moment. How's that going?
Good, good. Everything's going good, and I'm actually I just got off tour, but I will be back on tour in May.
May time. Did you have a nice festive season? Restful to recharge your batteries, ready to hit the road again in 2024.
I did. You know why? Because I fell and broke my collarbone, so I was forced to not be able to play my violin, but I was still singing and writing music and getting in the
Oh.
studio. So I was restful, but not for reasons I wanted.
Well, we wish you a quick road to recovery on that one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm already well on.
Oh, that's good. Good to hear. Good to hear. And you have sent me some a mixture of songs actually. I want to start with the first one. Was called Cajun Queen. Can you just tell me a little bit more about that one?
Canjun Queen is from my very first album. It was an instrumental album, and it is a jazz fusion album. And it was the first thing I did when I first got my electric violin and learned how to improvise. And yeah, it did very well in the jazz scene. It got a lot of good reviews. So Cajun Queen was my favorite cut of the album.
Oh, brilliant! I enjoy listening to that one. It's an instrumental track as well. Is that the road you're going to go down? I know you do a bit of singing, but a lot of your songs are just like without vocals.
Uh, yeah, I think I gave you the ones that were focused on violin, but I've done three albums of vocals and rock music, and I'm going to continue to do vocals. But I'm going just a little softer. I was really very hard, heavy metal there for a while. So
And how is it received when you're on tour? When you're on stage, do you have anyone joining you on stage? What's is it quite electric, your shows?
oh yes, that's the fun part. I have a really exciting show. I like to be very physical. There's a lot of dancing, and everyone in my band is just on fire. So it's a very balls to the wall show.
It's good to have your friends with you on stage as well, a bit of backup as well, a bit of
Oh my gosh,
moral support.
yes, yes, and people who know your every move before they know you so well. They know your every move. So
And just going back to Cajun Queen as well, just retracting a bit, but Cajun, a lot of people associate with food as well, but with the Cajun, there's a bit more to it than that, isn't it? A bit of roots in Louisiana, America.
yes, yes, for sure. I got to although I live in New York, I got to have go to New Orleans and several times and really get a taste of the area. It's a really special place and it has its own personality, and so that piece was reflected in those trips.
Nice. I want to talk about your Van Halen cover as well. It's nice. Of course, Van Halen, very famous for their song Jump, but it's nice you've chosen an alternative cover called Cathedral.
Oh yeah, when I discovered Cathedral, I couldn't believe it. I thought this sounds like Bach. Like this sounds classical to me, and actually on the violin, it does sound very classical. So I really respected Eddie Van Halen's uh, versatility in that he could play classical music and was very inspired by classical music. So I really appreciated that. The Eruption cover I did was more just to kind of throw down, like, here's what an electric violin can do, and just do that. But when I was learning it, it was so hard that I didn't think I could do it. But I announced that I was going to do it before I tried, and then I was like, oh my God, I have to really learn this. I promise. But I got there eventually. But that was just a way of just showing what the electric violin could do. And Cathedral is more showing respect to Eddie Van Halen's classical side.
Do you know, when you think of artists as well, I'm just Michael Jackson or Elvis Presley, you always think of their biggest hits. But when you delve into, like, say, any kind of established artist catalogue, outside of their bigger hits, their works is amazing, isn't it? If you open your mind.
Yes, yeah, and there's always an artist usually has like a big range of things that you never thought they could do. They're always surprising. You have to dig through their entire.
Sure. I wanted to ask you about Bombay Express as well. Bombay is in India, if my geography sounds correct. Any influences there at all?
Well, the writer of this piece, Rob Tomorrow, is a guitar player, a very close friend. He has been to India many times, and he wrote this as a retrospect on his trips and his time in India.
Great. Also, I know you're a bit of an all-rounder as well. Do you do a bit of modelling as well, according to your Instagram page?
Yeah, not your regular modeling, not naughty, but fitness model. So definitely, I could, because I'm not 5'9" and I'm not 18 years old, but I do get to work as a fitness model and demonstrating exercise equipment or exercise clothes. So yeah, I get a little bit of that.
What do you enjoy about that part of the entertainment industry? Is it a nice change from, like, say, the music? You know.
Yeah, it's completely different, and I just get to be free, and also I'm following directions. In that way, I show up, I do my job, and I go home. And sometimes that's a nice relief when you're being creative and trying to write songs and always having to come up with things and be in charge of everything. So it's just a nice release from that.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I wanted to ask you as well, are you associated with the Manhattan Chamber Orchestra as well?
Oh my gosh, yes. Well, you did your research. That was a long time ago, but yes, I've toured with them. We went on tour to Korea. We've toured the States. It's just a beautiful ensemble of really funny characters. Everyone in there is just quite a character. So a lot of fun to tour with.
Brilliant. And you've also shared the stage with some recognisable names as well.
Yes.
Would you like to say who?
Well, my favorite of all time was playing the last play at Shea with Billy Joel. And that was just a life-changing event, to play for 55,000 screaming people and be in a violin section and be on stage with him. He's amazing. I got to play with Elton John, Steven Tyler, Josh Groban, just to name a few.
Brill, that's fantastic. Not many people can say they've done that. Is there anything else on your bucket list you like to achieve or accomplish, or do you think you've pretty much done what you've wanted to do in life?
No, I'm always striving for more. I would like to. I've always collaborated with songwriting. I'm more of a player than a writer. And now I've been really writing my own songs from top to bottom. And my next step is to have my own voice and my own music reach the public and see how it does. So that's my step.
Yeah. And you mentioned Billy Joel as well. I played one of his songs on my radio show the other day, The Empire State of Mind.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, of course, about New York. Would you ever write a song about your home city at all?
Oh, of course, yeah. When you live in New York, it's part of your personality. You kind of have to. New Yorkers have a way of being, especially Manhattan. So, yes, there will be a New York song coming.
Brilliant. And would you recommend a visit to your city to citizens of the UK to visit?
I recommend. I don't know. I love the UK so much. I'd rather be in the UK.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yes, I love London, and but it's very similar. They're very similar. So I think coming to from the UK to New York would be enjoyable.
Yeah, it does look fun, especially in the Christmas movies. Home Alone 2 and everything. It looks amazing, brilliant. And where can people find you on social media? Like the social media platforms where people can find out a little bit more about you.
Yes, my Instagram is Susan Aquila Music, and Aquila is Aquila. You can find me on Facebook, on Twitter. I'm working on a new website, so next time, if you have me back, I'll have a website ready for you guys.
Great. Well, we always invite special guests who've been on my show before, so maybe we can reconnect in a few months' time just to see how you're getting on out there. I've got one of your tracks as well. I'm going to play the Cajun Queen. I found that quite an interesting song. Susan Aquila, I just want to say thank you for joining me on today's show and answering my questions thoroughly as well. I did put you on the spot there, but it's been absolutely amazing chatting with you today.
Likewise, you are wonderful. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for having me.
Perfect.